Hey everyone. So my name is Hai. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Eva.Guru.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Omar Angri and I'm the CEO of Margin Business. We are here to talk today about the Amazon aggregators versus brands.
Absolutely. And Omar and I are talking about this for some time. We thought that it makes a lot of sense for us to create a podcast about like how aggregators and brands can coexist, how they can work, what can the brands do to interact with aggregators or to compete, and the same thing on the aggregator side, how to find the best, most valuable, profitable brands. So I think we will talk about all of these things and see how how we can help both sides to grow and to thrive on Amazon. So I would like to step back, Omar, to one step back, and I would like to ask you, like in the past, e-commerce was a part of the retail. Like it was like an extension of the retail. And we have so many brands even today. They are like the Amazon vendors. They still live in the old world. They think Amazon is just one of the retailers. They don't care much about the channel. But what happened is like now I'm thinking that retail is just becoming an extension to e-commerce. Like today, e-commerce is like 6% of the overall retail, but very soon retail will just be a channel to the whole e-commerce. And these aggregators are pretty much like the next generation large retail stores of today, because they are like creating the consolidation. Obviously, e-commerce is a totally different animal compared to retail. But what's your view about this change that is happening right now?
I think it's a very positive change. We're looking at times where, for example, you have between the US and Europe, where we have a lot of differences. I mean, of different countries, and as well for the aggregators. So in order to have a full view on this, although the aggregators buying the brands within US or within Europe, there needs to be as well different aggregators everywhere, because there is specific aggregator for specific markets. Everything is growing, and I think these aggregators are pushing actually everything up. So everything what we have right now is going just bigger. I mean, obviously they're like we have said already before, they pushing a lot of funds into the ecosystem, and they make everything bigger, and they make everything as well, everyone winning more, because the sales will obviously go up if a large amount like this is going in. Brands get acquired. Everyone is watching. What are they doing? How this is going to evolve? And I really believe it will be from a few months from now. This will be one of the major subjects when we talk about Amazon.
I agree. I mean, that's very interesting that you said things are getting bigger. Of course, it means that the Amazon advertising cost is even getting bigger. Competition is like getting tougher. Even like to find a real good Amazon expert is becoming difficult, because maybe the aggregators are trying to hire them. Now, this is like what we see. But I mean, I think there are maybe two main questions that I guess everybody will ask themselves, like as a brand owner or an Amazon seller. Number one is like, I mean, what is the right way to move forward now? Is it about like plan to grow your business up to, I don't know, like 50K, 100K revenue US dollars per month, and then start trying to think about selling to an aggregator? Or maybe try to find some ways and still try to grow this business to 1 million, because then you can get maybe 10x more for your brand. So what would be the strategy of the brands moving forward? I think that will be very interesting as the aggregators are occupying the space, and the land. If we take the Amazon as a land, the land price is increasing. Now there are houses on this land. So what do you think they should do as the brands?
It depends on the brand, and it depends on the ambition of the person. There are still some companies out there where it's only one person. It's a one-man show, and they have maybe a VA and maybe some people under them, but they selling maybe 1 million per month. It's we talk about really like we're really at the beginning, and if these companies obviously they have to look at their revenue, they have to look at their costs and everything, and if it makes sense, they can try to scale, and they don't have necessarily to go to the aggregators. They can do this on their own, but they have really to look at their presence, at their shop, at their listing, everything around it. Are there good photos? Is the product 100%? What do the competitors do? So yes, on that side, yes. And if it's a good product and if it's scalable, but if he's already struggling at 1 million or at 500,000, and there is he can see the problems, and the person as well is not very not 100% motivated, I would suggest to bring on, so for example, the aggregators, ask them, listen, can you please help me here and here and here? I need marketing, I need this, I need that. I'm not capable anymore to do that. Here, they would be super useful to go in. And if they see the potential of the brand, they might even scale it to 10 million, to 20 million. It's I don't think that is a big problem for them, So it really depends. I think almost every brand is scalable, as long as the person behind us is really into it, has passion, and really stands with the brand. It's his brand. It's not just like one day I woke up and boom, I want to put a stamp on my on my shoes, on anything what I want to sell. And there is nothing there's no ambition behind it. There is no soul behind it. So this is what I see. And in this case, even if he tried to sell it to the aggregators, he won't sell, because the brand is not worth a lot. I mean, there is nothing behind it. So I think there is a few options at the moment what they can do, but there is one thing for certain, that everyone needs to begin to check at what level they are with their listing. Like you said, with PPC, how much can they invest, as well outside traffic. Everything needs now to be really 100% calculated. Nothing can be left anymore as, I get some traffic from here, I get a little bit of here, that's fine, everything is, and just leave it running. That's not possible anymore. Now, really everything needs to be structured. Like we go into corporate waters right now.
Oh, that's a very interesting, comment here. I mean, what you said about the passion is very important. I'm a startup founder, and sometimes people ask me, like, Eva is growing fast. When are you going to sell it or, acquire it? Because it's a venture capital backed company. Now, what I think is about my business is like, as long as I am passionate about it, I enjoy doing it, I see that I am like creating a positive value for my employees as well as my customers, I'll continue to do that. Why should I sell it? That's my thing. Obviously, if I think it's $50 million and somebody is giving me 100, I will definitely consider that. But other than that, I'm not going to be in the market. Now, same thing for the brands. Like, I mean, if they can do it, if they have the passion, motivation, and they think it's a great product, and they are still doing the research and development on that and improving even the product quality, they should definitely continue to do that, unless somebody gives them a crazy, price for the brand. So that's what I think. And there is another, situation here. Like, but if they want to continue, the problem is the context is changing. So if they just do some Excel sheets, if they try to, capture the photo on their own, they try to hire some other like VAs from another country, try to manage all these people. I mean, is it really feasible? Because I think it's not. So what should they do then? If that's not feasible anymore, like what they do today with Excel sheets, with some tools like small software tools and also VAs, I don't think it's feasible. There is a need for new partnerships. What do you think about that?
100%. I agree 100% with that, because my phobia is Excel sheets. Okay, it really. When I see Excel sheet, I don't even want to see them. It's numbers. It's too much. Okay, for me, I like a simple software where I can see what's going on. And this is what anyone needs right now, who is at a certain amount, who has even if you don't have too many products, but who is at a certain amount, who can see what's going on in the store. You need a software, definitely. You need to hire, if you're local somewhere, try to hire somebody who's near to you, so who you can actually talk to, because virtual VAs is fine. That's I think it's good. But if you have the possibility, get somebody near to you, get a team around, little by little, build a team around you who are really steadfast and who have proven track records in e-commerce, for example. And then little by little build this up. I mean, like I said, there are some people who are at 1 million, they're still using Excel sheets, they're still doing their own photos. So now everything needs to give the photos to a professional photographer. People, if they want to buy from you, they will look at your listing, and if the listing is not 100%, they go to the next. They go to the next, because they have already their credit card outside in their hands. So they're just ready to buy, and you need to make sure that your listing is 100%, and it's appealing. It's like buy me. It's really like for me, is one of the most important things that listing. Obviously, everything goes together. There goes PPC, there goes the listing. Everything goes together. But for the visual, for the customer, it's super important. And like I said, the software is as well. We need to know what's going on. Like people like me who don't like Excel sheets, they're going to get lost. They need to know their numbers. You need to know your numbers when you're selling. This is and there is no way around anymore. I think right now there is no way around. You need really to use what you have on the market. There's plenty companies, a part of Eva. There is companies out there who have the software, who have the knowledge, who can, you just have to grab it. Obviously you have to invest, but every business has to have investment, and now maybe more investment than you used to. So you need to look at your numbers, at the revenue, or what are you making with your products, and invest more if you can. If you cannot, then there's obviously a problem in your calculation from a long time ago. Then then you should have used the software way before already.
Right. I mean, there is also, there's a lot of like money lenders as well that want to help e-commerce businesses to grow. The way I look at it is like, I see that there are these three components to be very effective and efficient in competing with all the big guys. If I were an Amazon seller, I will think about the product, the quality of the product, the perception of the product, and the operation of the product. That will be the way I will look at it. Now, I want to talk about the operation first, because there is a lot of, like, I don't want to call it software, but there's a lot of tools for the operation. Like one tool for like searching a keyword, the other tool is maybe showing the profit. The problem here is the Amazon seller is not the carpenter. I don't think like he needs the tools just to build the house. He needs the house. Like the whole operation can be done in a way that like the software can become like the platform. A platform approach is like end-to-end service. So anything about the operation can be incorporated into the software. This is at least, I'm not saying that, at Eva, that's what we do, and I'm trying to promote Eva. What I'm saying is Eva has this vision. For example, when I started it, I had this idea that we can start from the prep center and end with the returns, and everything end to end can be covered by the platform.
And
why?
for you
Because
guys out
that's
there,
the
stay tuned till
operation,
the next
which
time,
I
and
don't
don't
think
forget to
that
subscribe to our channel.
the
And also,
brand
if you want
owner
to
should
check
be really
Eva Business
focusing
Core
on.
widget,
If you
you can
he
check it
can
out from the
simplify that, if
screen
he can
and
simplify it
see
for
it.
him, and just look at the inputs and the outcomes, that will help him a lot to focus on the perception, which I don't think he should also focus on the perception, like, because there are so many professional firms who can change the perception of that product, right? With the images, the photography, the text, in which country you're going to do, like maybe in Spanish, that means different thing versus the French. It's not just like a translation. There is a lot of value there.
Yes,
with
it's more
perception. So that, if these two components can be outsourced in a reasonable, affordable way, then the focus of the brand owner can be all about having the best quality product for the best price, because he can focus on that now, and that will create a competitive advantage. What's your view about this, especially the perception part? Because, you guys are doing a lot of that with margin business, changing the perception of the product for the market. How important it is right now for the brand owner, and especially like to grow with all these aggregators and other competitors in the space.
I think that was a very, very good point what you just said. In order to have everything running smoothly, you will have to, the company owner needs to have his hand free, and his head free, in order to take care of things what actually brings his company further, instead of hiring a VA or hiring a translator or hiring operational manager. It's something which the company owner should not do. He should have its hands free and really take care of his product. What he can do, obviously, he can go into reviews, he can check how he can improve his product. This is in order to move the company forward. He can do that. So very good point what you just did. What for the perception, it's the same thing. Because now I'm just giving you an example. For the European Union right now, you have 7 languages. So if you want these 7 languages, you will have to hire 7 different people from 7 different countries. So you have 7 different cultures and 7 different marketing strategies and everything. It's very hard to have somebody who is untrained and bring him on board. So that means you need to get these 7 people, you need to train them, you need to they need to have writing skills, they need to have marketing skills. But how can you understand if they write the correct thing? For example, for me, if I see, when I hire somebody from Japan for Japanese, I have no clue what they're writing. So I need to have a proofreader who is actually proofreading the translator, So, and it's so much work what you have to do. Yes, it's a lot of organization. But if you want to sell, like in the US, it's the same. For the US, it's the same, I would say. You have, for example, the optimization part as well, the marketing. You need to have Amazon knowledge. Without these languages, you need to have already 4 skills in order to be really good. And as you already said, there is not too many people out there who actually have all these skills combined without being trained. So, and these good people get taken now by other companies because they know how precious these people are. Exactly. So my advice for these companies is to get companies who know what they do. For PPC advertising, get the PPC advertising company. For listing optimization, get the listing optimization company. Get someone as well if you want to sell into Europe who knows the area, who knows the different countries. Because if you go on your own, you might sell 25% from what you actually can sell. But isn't it better to do 100%? Aren't we in for the money? I mean, we're not in for the glory. We don't want nobody wants fame. Okay, maybe they want a bit of fame as well, but they are in for the money. So we want some cash, and only 25% of what they can do. No, so they can go to 100%, but they need to invest. This is how I see it.
Yeah, they need to, but at the same time, if they become hands-free, I mean, as a brand owner, if they become hands-free, if they choose the affordable but high-quality services to run both, to help with the perception and the operation, then they can just focus on the quality. Because one of the things, we are in a very open and transparent conversation here. We know that none of these aggregators, and maybe only a few, are really, really focusing on the R&D. Today, we are at the early stage of a very premature market. Although we are talking about $10 billion, it's nothing compared to this, the overall volume of retail. So which means that it's very premature. And still, the R&D sits with the brand owners, or like the big brands like all the Procter & Gamble's or Unilever's of Europe or Nestle's. I mean, these are the guys spending billions of dollars just to find the best taste of a coffee, whitener or something. But at the end of the day, the R&D and the product quality still sits with the brand owner. I think this is a unique advantage. If they are hands-free on other things, they can still compete very well with the right price with anyone. Doesn't matter.
100%.
Brand or aggregator. Now, what I think is we don't want to bother everyone with a very long podcast, but I think the key point here was just to give a bit of a taste of what we want to do. Omar and I, we're gonna invite in the next episodes a lot more people, aggregators, brand owners, brokers, investment bankers, just to kind of look at the overall scene. And as this journey is on the beginning, we would like to just shed some light into this journey of the aggregators and brands and try to help both sides on what should be the right strategy moving forward, and how they can, create a much better value. So, Omar, I think it's super exciting, to have this conversation with you. The other thing is, I am in US and currently you are in Spain, right?
I'm in Spain at the moment, yes.
So it's also kind of a great combination, because you look at it from the European perspective, and I am more looking at it from an American perspective, and I think that's another great value that we can deliver to all the audience here.
Definitely, it's international, and because right now, as many companies want to move over to Europe, for example, and there's plenty companies from Europe who want to move into the US, but there is cultural differences. And maybe before it was really easy, but now it's not easy anymore. So it's really studying behind. You need to know your market, and it's. I think this is another topic for the next podcast as well.
Of course, I agree. There is a lot to discuss. I'm so excited, and thank you for listening us to everyone. And stay tuned for the next chapter. Thank you.
Stay tuned.